Welcome to Albania. We've just spent a few weeks of full-blown adventure here and we've got 6 videos to share in the series starting right now. Today is all about Albanian food and some of our first impressions.
But then we'll go on to sharing the abandoned buildings and the cool factor of the capital Tirana, renting a car, crazy local drivers, castles, views for days, and missions to beautiful beaches. So stay tuned for the next few videos because they're going to open your eyes to a seriously underrated country.
So there's something that we preach about every single time that we come to a new country, and that is to take a food tour when you first get to a place so you can find out where to go for the rest of your trip basically.
It helps you find these undiscovered little streets and these local markets and just actually get like a walking tour at the same time. So today we're going with Albanian Food Tours and we're just on our way to meet Linda, who's our guide for the day. Well, we're just going to end up eating loads of food that we want to show us.
Sounds great to me.
Oh, you can go inside it? Not sure if you're allowed up here.
I don't know if I'm going to offend anyone, but there were arrows on the ground, so I just followed them.
Yeah.
Do I keep going?
Yeah.
This place is known as the Cloud. It's our meeting point. We're a bit early, but...
So we thought we'd explore it and climb on top. From what we can tell, this is an offering to promote art and everything in Tirana, which from the reading that we've done on this city in particular, it seems like it's going to be a little bit of a common theme.
Hi, Linda. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
Good, thank you.
I can tell you one thing, we're instantly blown away. This place is very, very cool. Dare I say, I won't even say that it's hip. There's all of these little restaurants and cafes and bars you can see over there. Like, there's just so much style here. And like I said, the art thing is really going to shine through. There's like art installations and art paintings and all sorts everywhere. There's a big story behind that, which we'll talk about a little bit more. But we've just come down this really awesome little walking street that had these trees hanging over the top.
Do you want to sit outside? This is the first stop.
Oh.
Do you want to sit outside?
Yeah, out here would be nice.
I think outside is better. We've come to our first stop. It's known as a slow restaurant, which basically means that the ingredients that they use are locally sourced. I think 70% of the ingredients here are organic, and we have got some traditional Albanian breakfast food. So
Quite a spread, isn't it?
the one I'm most excited about is the Albanian Pancakes, which look like little fried donuts, and they come with feta and honey as well. And then we've got some mountain tea, which is known for curing every kind of sickness on the planet apparently. And then another one that Dane's going to try that I don't know how to pronounce the name. I asked about the technique for eating these, and apparently if you're a local you just dunk it in a whole bunch of honey, but I don't think that anyone wants to to see me do that.
I would have liked it.
But I've got my feta cheese and my honey. That is delicious. I always start with things I'm like, that's going to be my favourite for the whole day. This is literally the first thing I've eaten.
And we've got more as well.
We've got so much more.
We've got another one.
This one is like buckwheat with goat's milk?
It's fermented with goat's milk.
And it's
very
also
nice for the body. It's full of protein as well. It helps the digestive tract. It's amazing. Like if you have this for breakfast, it will help you. You can have like a light lunch, and then still like keep the tradition up because we don't have. This is lava.
Wow.
So we're going to try val, which is like a yogurt drink. It's not salty like others, like the ayran that we had in Turkey. And this is like a traditional on-the-go, grab something when you don't really want water.
Although this one's a little bit different because it's got basil in it, and if you smell it...
We're smelling it like it's wine.
Like fine wine.
Wow.
Oh, I really
That
like
actually
that.
is really refreshing.
Normally these yogurt drinks I can take or leave, but that with the basil, that's so refreshing.
That's a really nice touch. So the one that Stacey couldn't or didn't want to explain is called bukval. I don't know how well I'm doing when I say that, but
Bukval.
worth a try. Oh, Vale? Okay, I did
We
poorly.
both. It kind of, like, looking at it, it looks like it's got breadcrumbs, fruit, nuts. I think there's some honey in there as well.
Yeah, it's almost like a soft kind of French toast. It's not very crunchy, which I thought that it might be in there because there's nuts and everything in there.
It looks like a granola.
Yeah, it's quite.
But with bread.
Yeah, it is quite simple, but it tastes kind of granola-y and just like very easy. Like you could just eat a lot of that. Well, we are off to a flying start.
That was amazing.
Every part of that meal was just so much better than I anticipated it was going to be. The donuts, of course, are always going to be an absolute winner anyway.
I'm always impressed with breakfast anywhere I go, but that was like particularly nice.
I think there's something. So the first thing that I'm picking up is Albanians are like the loveliest people. The welcome and the hospitality, the friendliness of everybody that we've spoken to. Everyone in that restaurant just wanted to like chat. Great English as well.
Such good English, and it's so nice like sitting down with Linda and finding out about like Albanian life, about families, about the history and everything, but just in the way of just a chit chat, like a casual chat. It's really nice.
I feel like we're just on this private, casual chat with a friend showing us around.
That's a good way to describe it.
But we've got a lot more to go. I feel like we probably already ate too much.
I did not. Sorry to interrupt you. I did not pace myself well at all.
The temptation is strong. It's so nice to see that the city is broken up with. There's obviously the busyness of the buses and the cities, and this is quite a busy intersection. But that's a big park over there. There's more greenery and everything right here. And then we just spotted this most random building. It looks like someone's taken a bite out of it or something. Like a fraction of it is missing. We just saw these girls down there that were like taking photos for Instagram or something. And then we've got these pillars and everything right in front of it. It's just very, very random, but we're digging it.
Our next stop is the new Bazaar. It is a little farmer's market. So, well, it's not really little, it's big. It's a market surrounded by lots of different bars and restaurants and cafes. Apparently the prices here are a little bit higher, so it's more for tourists, less for locals. But it looks like there's so much fresh fruit, nuts, I don't know, everything.
It also looks very, I mean, I know it's called the new Bazaar, so you would expect that, but it does look very new and very fresh.
It's very modern.
Look at the presentation and everything. It's all very elegant the way that it's set up and almost...
very symmetrical.
I was going to say, as a designer, that's exactly what you'd be looking at. So just off the square, we've come into a really cute little shop and we're going to try something called Bazaar.
What was that?
Bazaar. It's come out in this glass jar. It's got a mixture of this corn-flour kind of... I thought it looked like bread, but I'm not convinced that it is.
I think that's the ice cream part.
And then there's some ice cream and stuff in there as well.
There's a lot happening right now. I'm on a journey. It almost tastes like a sorbet rather than an ice cream. Surprisingly, the corn flour and water almost has like a fizz to it, like a lemony fizz. I can't understand how that flavour comes out of those two ingredients. But it's growing on me.
When you sort of mix the two together, it reminded me of this almost ginger beer kind of fermented fresh cider kind of sweet mixture. It's probably a really terrible way of describing it, but that's probably the closest thing I can relate it to. And just the fact that it's so hot now, it was almost like a little bit refreshing at the same time. On to our next stop already. I forgot to mention about the baklava as well. We didn't really talk too much about it while we were in that last spot. We have tried baklava before, including in Turkey, but that was fresher than I think that we had in Turkey. No offense to anybody Turkish who's watching, but it wasn't as syrupy. It tasted like fresher and crispier, and just it's made of walnut, so it was I don't know. It's just you could really taste this like freshness to it. This is a very random place. Got a kid with a sword behind me.
It just looks like their family photos on the wall.
Yeah, look at all the history over here. Yeah. Even the tablecloth is like thick. It's almost like a rug.
Like a curtain.
So first time trying rakia, which apparently we can have for breakfast with coffee. I like that. Just before going to work, just I was going to say shooting. You don't shoot though, right?
Only no.
Okay, only
Bazaar.
That is German back was just free sausages. What's more like?
Does it feel tingly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Closest relationship I'd say I can think about in my head would be like a nice smooth vodka. It'd be the closest thing I think I can relate it to. So what I'm trying to say is not breakfast material, but still quite nice and refreshing.
I feel so bad. There's so much food still left on this table, but we've tapped out. We're so full. But I think my favourite is the fugaza, which is the ricotta with the peppers and the oil. I think it translates directly to fried. And then also the burek as well with the mint and the herbs. I've probably got it all through my teeth now, but they actually went really nicely together. And then yeah, we tried our best with the rest, but there's still a lot of leftovers.
Like any good food tour?
I think it's beer o'clock.
So we're going to try something. Is it a local beer we're going to have?
I think it's a local.
We're going to have this one, the Puka beer?
Yeah.
Puka beer.
Craft beer.
Always down for that. So we're back in and around that new Bazaar area, because this is where there's like that, a little bit more of that vibrance, that cool factor in and around this area. So it seems like a good place to sit down and our first Albanian beer. Wow, we are in a little bit of a food coma now. In fact, not a little bit, we are in a full-blown food coma. That was an awesome way to get a feel for what Tirana is like, and an amazing food tour as well, which of course I'll link below. We always do whenever we do a tour like this. Fun hanging out with Linda, and honestly we got to see so much of Tirana. I feel like we are very surprised and impressed with what the city has to offer. The whole goal of coming to Albania was sort of to use Tirana as a little bit of a base, because as you can see, laptops, it's the perfect place to like sit down, catch up on life after we spent that week on the sailing boat. Then the goal was to go to the coast, which we're still going to do because the water here is absolutely stunning. It's the same sea as what we had in Greece. And I feel like it's really going to surprise us and a lot of you guys watching as well, just how beautiful it really is. But I think we're actually going to really dig Tirana as well. We've got just over a week here, or close to 2 weeks, before we actually properly go out and explore. So I think that there's a lot more that we want to actually film and go and find out about this place, because there's all sorts of things like these bunkers and like these paintings, and there's a story behind all of this art and everything, and they're elements that I think Linda would normally include in the tours, but today was a little bit of a shorter one for us because we were filming, whereas we're going to go off and explore those things separately. But I'm blabbering now. We're just really excited that this is a cool place that we get to spend some time and check out, so we'll probably film more than what we'd planned.